A heavenly signal just triggered because of you. Don't leave. Don't scroll, listen to this, because the moment this message landed in front of you, something inside your spirit shifted, your breath caught just a little, your chest tightened, your intuition leaned forward like it already knew this wasn't random, and your heart needs this right now because heaven has been trying to get your attention for days, maybe even weeks, and this is the moment everything starts making sense. Don't scroll, this message is for you, because you've been walking around with a heaviness you can't explain, a quiet pressure behind your ribs, an emotional storm you've been trying to navigate without letting anyone see the depth of it, and even though you've been telling yourself you're fine, deep down you know something bigger is happening, something spiritual, something divine, something that has been aligning behind the scenes without your conscious awareness. Listen to this, because heaven just sent a signal on your behalf, a signal triggered by your energy, your resilience, your awakening, and the universe is stepping closer to reveal what your spirit has already sensed. You're entering a transformative moment that will shift the trajectory of your life, your relationships, and your spiritual clarity in ways you're not fully prepared for, but absolutely ready to receive. Don't scroll, your heart needs this right now, because lately you've been seeing signs, angel numbers like 111 when you long for a fresh start, 222 when your emotions feel unbalanced, 333 when you question whether you're alone, 444 when you need protection, and 555 when everything inside you whispers that change is coming. And you've been brushing these off as coincidences when they're anything but. These signs have been heaven tapping your shoulder, nudging your intuition, preparing your spirit for a shift so divinely orchestrated that when it fully unfolds, you'll look back and realize every moment, every setback, every delay, every heartbreak was part of a larger plan designed to bring you into alignment with something greater than you imagined. And don't scroll, because this message is also tied to someone whose soul has been connected to yours on a level neither of you have fully understood, someone who felt your energy long before they ever understood the depth of your presence in their life, someone whose heart has been awakening in the background as you've been rising into your healing and self-understanding. Listen to this, your heart needs it. Because while you've been working on yourself, clearing emotional baggage, releasing old attachments, stepping into your worth, this person has been feeling the spiritual echo of your transformation, their spirit nudged by memories they thought they buried, emotions they tried to suppress, and dreams that keep pulling them back to you in ways they can't explain. Don't scroll, this message is for you, because the connection between you and this person never truly faded. It simply went silent so that both of you could grow, heal, and awaken without the weight of expectation or confusion. But heaven is saying the silence is thinning, the energy is shifting, and a divine signal has been triggered because you have reached a level of readiness your past self couldn't have handled, and now heaven is preparing you for clarity, real clarity, the kind that brings answers, understanding, closure, or reconnection, depending on what aligns with your destiny. Don't scroll, your heart needs this, because part of the heaviness you've been feeling isn't just your own, you've been picking up on someone else's emotional energy, waves of longing, sudden sadness, moments of déjà vu, a feeling that someone is thinking about you, remembering you, reaching for you in the quiet places of their heart, and you've been wondering, why am I feeling this? This is why. Your souls are mirroring each other, pulling each other into a moment of truth that is approaching faster than you realize. Listen to this, because heaven is saying you are not imagining the shift, you are not overthinking the signs, you are not delusional for feeling someone's energy from afar, you are spiritually sensitive, and your intuition is awakening at a higher frequency now because a new chapter is forming around you. Don't scroll, this message is for you, because you've also been feeling a strange push to distance yourself from certain people, certain habits, certain environments, not out of judgment, but because heaven has been clearing your energy field, removing distractions, releasing attachments that could interfere with the blessing that's coming toward you. The divine signal that just triggered was not just about awakening, it was about protection. Heaven has been cutting cords, exposing hidden intentions, and shielding you from spiritual interference that once clouded your intuition, and now that the noise has quieted, your spirit is finally able to hear the whisper it has been waiting for: something is coming. Something is aligning. Something is shifting in your favor. And don't scroll, because your heart needs to hear this next part. The universe is preparing a moment, a message, a conversation, a revelation that will bring emotional clarity to something that has been lingering in your soul for far too long. You will soon understand why you kept feeling this person in your spirit, why the signs intensified, why your emotions became unpredictable, why heaven kept whispering, "Don't give up." And when this moment arrives, it will feel both sudden and divinely timed. It will make you pause. It will make your chest warm. It will make everything click. And here's the part most people won't admit, but you need to hear it. If you feel this message pulling at you, if your intuition feels louder right now, tell me one thing. What part of this spoke to your spirit the second you started reading? Don't scroll. Listen to this, because the moment you opened this second part, your spirit reacted again with that same quiet pull you felt last time. That subtle rise in your intuition, that warm pressure behind your heart, that internal whisper that said, "You're not done yet, keep reading." Your heart needs this right now because you have stepped into a deeper layer of awakening, one that feels heavier, sharper, more emotionally charged, and more spiritually meaningful than anything you've experienced in a long time. And even if you've tried to deny it, distract yourself, or explain it away, the truth is your soul has been vibrating at a higher frequency these past few days, which is why your emotions have been unpredictable, your dreams more vivid, your intuition louder, and your energy more sensitive to the people around you. Don't scroll, this message is for you, because you've been noticing a shift in the way you feel internally. Almost like you're shedding something, releasing something, or preparing for something you can't quite define yet. One moment you feel a sense of peace that comes out of nowhere, and the next you feel this strange emotional fullness in your chest, like something important is approaching, like something your spirit already knows is on its way. And this isn't your imagination. This isn't anxiety. This is activation. Heaven is preparing you for clarity, for truth, for alignment, and for a breakthrough that will finally make sense of everything you've been sensing. Listen to this, because your heart needs it. Your spiritual frequency has risen to a point where heaven is now sending you signals in real time. Angel numbers that appear when your thoughts drift towards someone, sudden chills when you think of a certain memory, dreams that feel like conversations, and emotional waves that don't seem to belong only to you. You've been asking yourself, why does this feel so intense lately? Why do I feel someone so strongly? Why does it feel like something is building? This is why. Heaven has triggered a divine alignment between you and someone whose soul has been tied to yours in ways neither of you fully understood when the connection first formed. Don't scroll, listen closely, because this part is important. This person has been experiencing their own awakening behind the scenes, one they didn't choose, didn't expect, and didn't know how to handle. Their heart has been cracking open in ways that scare them, in ways that expose truths they've avoided, in ways that make them confront emotions they thought they buried. They've been feeling you, thinking of you, sensing you, dreaming of you, and the universe has been pushing them into a state of awareness they can no longer escape. Their old defenses aren't working anymore. Their distractions feel empty. Their silence has become loud. Their spirit has been restless because the divine is preparing them for a moment of truth. And don't scroll, your heart needs this right now, because while you've been rising spiritually, they've been unraveling emotionally. You are stepping into your power, while they are stepping into their vulnerability. You are gaining clarity, while they are confronting confusion. You are healing, while they are awakening. And the energetic tension you've been feeling is the reflection of this dual transformation happening simultaneously on both sides. You two have been moving toward the same emotional truth from opposite directions, guided by divine timing, not human timing. Listen to this, because this message is for you. You are not wrong for feeling this connection. You are not delusional for sensing their emotions. You are not mistaken for believing the signs. Heaven has been orchestrating this spiritual pull for a reason, because something between you has reached a point where change is inevitable. That's why your chest feels tight at random moments. That's why you've been feeling déjà vu more often. That's why you sense emotional waves that don't match your day. That's why your memories of them have become sharper instead of fading. Your souls are aligning again, not because of longing, but because of timing. Don't scroll, listen to this next truth carefully. Heaven has been removing distractions from your path because this next chapter requires your heart to be clear, steady, and intuitive. You may have noticed certain people distancing themselves, certain situations falling apart, certain habits losing their grip on you. This isn't loss, it's divine clearing. The universe is making room for revelation, and that revelation involves understanding the truth behind this connection, not from a place of fear or confusion, but from a place of spiritual maturity. You're not who you were before. You're stronger, wiser, grounded, and more spiritually attuned. And because of that, heaven is trusting you with deeper truth. Don't scroll, your heart needs this, because the emotional pressure building inside you isn't a warning, it's preparation. Something is approaching you, a message, a realization, a moment, a shift, a sign so clear you won't be able to deny it. The energy is building with purpose. The universe is aligning timelines. Heaven is adjusting frequencies. And your intuition has been sensing this with increasing intensity. This is why you've been feeling like something is coming. This is why you've been restless. This is why your heart feels both scared and hopeful at the same time. Because your spirit knows what your mind can't fully articulate yet, you're nearing the moment where truth replaces the unknown. Don't scroll, listen to this, because you need to hear it without fear. The connection you've been feeling is approaching a point where something must shift, either a revelation that brings understanding, a conversation that brings closure or reconnection, or an emotional breakthrough that frees both of you. And heaven is saying you're ready now. Ready in a way you weren't before. Ready in a way that was earned through healing, through heartbreak, through growth, through resilience. You're entering a chapter where the universe will show you why your heart held on, why your spirit felt the pull, why the signs kept appearing, why your emotions refuse to settle. And when this moment arrives, you won't question whether it's real, you'll just know. Don't scroll, listen to this, because the moment you opened this next part, something inside your spirit leaned forward again, not out of fear, not out of confusion, but out of recognition, as if a deeper part of you already knew this message was coming, already sensed the shift building beneath the surface of your life, already felt the unseen movement happening around your heart. Your heart needs this right now because you've reached a point in your journey where your intuition refuses to stay quiet, where your emotions are speaking louder than your logic, where the universe is guiding you with a clarity you didn't have before. And lately, you've been feeling something you can't explain. This strange energetic tension, this quiet pressure in your chest, this pull towards someone or something that feels bigger than coincidence, bigger than imagination, bigger than anything you've allowed yourself to fully understand. Don't scroll, this message is for you, because you've been sensing emotional waves that don't make sense on the surface. Moments where you feel a sudden warmth, sudden heaviness, sudden longing, sudden déjà vu, and you can't tie it to anything happening in your physical world. That's because what you're feeling isn't coming from the physical, it's coming from the spiritual. Heaven has been aligning your spirit with a frequency of transformation, preparing you for revelations that will shift the way you see yourself, your past, your connections, and your purpose. There are moments when you pause and think, why am I feeling this so strongly? And the truth is simple, because something, someone, is tied to your energy in a way that cannot be ignored any longer. Listen to this, because your spirit already knows this truth. Someone connected to your heart has been thinking of you with a depth they can't hide anymore, and their emotions have been brushing against your intuition like ripples in a quiet lake. You felt those ripples without understanding why. Their memories have pressed against your heart at random moments. Their emotions have echoed through your senses without warning. Their thoughts have reached you like a soft knock you weren't sure you were hearing. And you've tried to brush it off, tried to stay logical, tried to tell yourself you're imagining it, but a deeper part of you knew it was real. Don't scroll, listen, because this message is unraveling what your soul has been trying to tell you for weeks, maybe months. They are awakening emotionally, spiritually, internally, and their awakening is creating a shift that you are picking up on in real time. They've been questioning everything, why they can't forget you, why their heart tightens when they think of you, why your absence feels heavier now than it ever did, why memories of you show up at the exact moments they're feeling lost or uncertain. They've been trying to understand why they feel drawn back to you, why the universe keeps placing reminders of you in their path, why your energy has been louder lately. And it's because heaven is aligning them with truth. They tried to distract themselves. They tried to silence their emotions. They tried to convince themselves they moved on. But their spirit refuses to lie. Their soul recognizes you in a way their mind is only now catching up to. Don't scroll, this message is for you, because while they've been awakening emotionally, you've been awakening spiritually. You've been stepping into a version of yourself that is more intuitive, more grounded, more aware of your worth, and more aligned with your purpose. You've released people who drained your spirit. You've walked away from cycles that kept you small. You've survived emotional storms that once would have broken you. You've risen through disappointments, heartbreaks, and endings that were meant to shape you, not destroy you. And because of all this growth, your energy has shifted, so much so that they can feel it, even from a distance. They feel the difference in you. They feel the strength in you. They feel the clarity in you. And it's waking something up inside them, something they tried to avoid for too long. Listen to this, because your heart needs clarity. The reason everything feels so intense right now, your emotions, your intuition, your dreams, your memories, is because the universe is preparing you for a moment of revelation. A moment where something hidden becomes visible. A moment where something unspoken becomes spoken. A moment where the truth behind this connection comes forward in a way that you won't be able to deny. This could be a message, a dream that feels like a conversation, a sudden shift in their behavior, or a divine sign that arrives with perfect timing. But whatever it is, it's coming because the universe is tired of watching you both sit in confusion. Heaven is saying, it's time. Don't scroll, your spirit needs this next part. You are stronger now than you have ever been, and that strength is exactly why you are ready for what's coming. The emotional storm you've been feeling is not chaos. It's alignment. The heaviness in your chest is not fear, it's anticipation. The signs you keep seeing are not random, they're confirmations. The déjà vu moments are not coincidences, they're energetic signals. You are in a chapter where everything you feel is meaningful, everything you sense is intentional, and everything you experience is guiding you toward truth. And that truth involves both your healing and your connection. The universe is not just preparing them to face their emotions. It's preparing you to receive clarity without fear, confusion, or self-doubt. Don't scroll, listen closely, because you need this reassurance. You are not behind. You are not lost. You are not stuck. You are in the exact spiritual position you need to be in for this alignment to unfold. Your growth has brought you here. Your intuition has carried you here. Your resilience has shaped you for this moment. And the connection you feel, the pull you sense, the emotional waves you've been navigating, they're leading somewhere. Heaven is aligning two paths in a way that makes sense only when the moment arrives. And when it does, your heart will understand why it held on, why it felt what it felt, why the signs kept repeating, and why your soul kept whispering, there's more. Don't scroll. Stay present. Something is unfolding. Don't scroll, listen to this, because as you enter this next part, something in your spirit is stirring again. A deeper pull, a sharper awareness, a sense that you're getting closer to a truth your heart has been preparing for long before your mind knew what was happening, and your heart needs this right now because the universe is shifting the energy around you in ways you can feel but not yet fully understand, almost like the atmosphere of your life has changed, like the air around you is thicker with meaning, like something is humming beneath the surface waiting for the right moment to reveal itself. You've been sensing this, haven't you? That quiet pressure behind your ribs, that subtle electricity running through your intuition, that sensation that something is approaching, not something random, not something small, but something spiritually significant that feels like it's tied to your destiny. Don't scroll, this message is for you, because you've been feeling torn between the person you used to be and the person you're becoming, and that inner tension is not a sign of confusion. It's a sign of evolution. You're outgrowing old fears, old patterns, old emotional reactions, and at the same time, you're stepping into a new clarity, a new strength, a new spiritual sensitivity. That sensitivity is why certain people don't feel the same to you anymore, why certain environments feel draining, why certain conversations feel heavier, why certain memories feel louder. You're not imagining it. You're awakening. Listen to this, because your intuition has been picking up on something powerful. Someone connected to your heart has been shifting, too. They've been experiencing their own internal unraveling, their own spiritual awakening, their own emotional breakdowns and breakthroughs, even if you haven't seen any physical signs of it. They've been facing truths they avoided for years, truths about themselves, truths about their patterns, truths about their fears, and especially truths about the connection they share with you. They've been feeling exposed by their own emotions, caught off guard by memories, triggered by reminders of you, shaken by dreams that feel too real to ignore. They've been questioning why they can't detach from something that they once thought time would weaken. But instead of fading, the connection has grown stronger, more intense, more undeniable. Don't scroll, listen, because your spirit needs this. The emotional storm you've been sensing inside them is reaching a point where something has to shift. They've tried to distract themselves. They've tried to drown out their intuition. They've tried to convince themselves that what they felt was temporary. But heaven is not allowing that anymore. The universe keeps sending them the same signs. The same angel numbers, the same synchronicities, the same intuitive nudges, because the truth is rising, whether they're ready or not. And the truth is this: their soul recognizes you as someone important, someone spiritually aligned, someone they were meant to learn from or build with, someone whose presence has shifted the way they see themselves and the world. Don't scroll, this message is unfolding for you, because while they've been awakening emotionally, your spirit has been preparing you for a moment of clarity that will change everything about how you understand this connection. You've reached a point where you no longer chase, no longer beg, no longer shrink yourself, no longer ignore your intuition to protect someone else's comfort. You've grown into someone who values emotional honesty, spiritual alignment, and genuine connection. And that growth is calling in truth. You've probably felt more detached lately, not in a way that means you don't care, but in a way that means you care in a healthier, more grounded, more centered way. You're not clinging. You're not waiting. You're not obsessing. You're observing. You're aligning. You're preparing. Listen to this, because your heart needs it. Heaven has been guiding you through a season of emotional recalibration. Every tear, every moment of confusion, every night you spent replaying memories, every time you questioned your worth, every time you felt abandoned or misunderstood, it wasn't wasted. It shaped you. It refined you. It opened your spiritual senses. It taught you how to hear your intuition instead of your fear. And now you're able to feel the energetic shifts happening around you with a clarity that once would have overwhelmed you. That's why you've been sensing movement in this connection. Because there is movement. Don't scroll, stay with this, because the next part is important. What you're feeling is not hope reaching for something familiar. It's your spirit responding to real-time change. Something has shifted in the way they think of you, in the way they understand the past, in the way they see the future. They've been confronting the emotional wounds that kept them from being vulnerable with you. They've been facing the fears that made them distance themselves. They've been realizing the consequences of their silence, their hesitation, or their avoidance. But more than that, they've been waking up to the truth that they never stopped caring, never stopped feeling, never stopped being connected to you. And this awakening inside them is not subtle anymore. It's loud. It's emotional. It's relentless. But here's what you need to know: don't scroll, listen. Your spiritual alignment is guiding the timing of everything. You are not meant to act from fear. You are not meant to revisit old pain out of loneliness. You are not meant to carry the emotional weight of this connection alone. You are meant to stand in your truth, grounded and steady, so when the moment comes, when the revelation appears, when the communication arrives, when the truth is spoken, you will receive it from a place of power, not desperation. The universe is preparing both of you, but in different ways. Your preparation is about clarity and strength. Theirs is about vulnerability and awakening. And the closer they get to accepting their truth, the stronger the energetic pull becomes, on both sides. That's why you've been feeling it so intensely. Listen to this, because your spirit already knows it's true. The breakthrough is getting closer. The signs are getting louder. The emotional waves are getting stronger. The alignment is getting tighter. Heaven is weaving together timing, growth, healing, and revelation in a way that will shift everything when the moment arrives. Don't scroll, breathe into this, because you are not imagining the shift. You are not misreading the energy. You are not exaggerating your intuition. What you feel is real. And it is moving toward you. Don't scroll, listen to this, because as you step into this next part, your spirit is tuning into something even deeper, something that feels like a quiet truth rising from the center of your being, something that makes your chest feel warm, your intuition feel sharp, and your awareness shift like you just opened a door you didn't realize was in front of you. Your heart needs this right now because you've been navigating an inner landscape that feels unfamiliar. Moments of sudden peace mixed with sudden heaviness, moments when you feel incredibly present and moments when you feel strangely distant, moments where your soul feels pulled toward a future you can sense but not yet see. And lately, you've been feeling a kind of spiritual pressure, not the painful kind, but the kind that pushes you gently toward growth, toward truth, toward revelation. This pressure is heaven's way of preparing you, aligning you, easing you into a reality that's about to shift. Don't scroll, this message is meant for you, because whether you've admitted it or not, your energy hasn't been sitting still. It's been expanding. It's been stretching. It's been adjusting to a higher level of awareness, the kind that makes you see through people more clearly, feel intentions more deeply, and understand emotional patterns with a wisdom you didn't have before. You've been growing in silence, healing in moments when no one noticed, rising from old wounds that once held you hostage, and stepping into a version of yourself that is more intuitive, more discerning, more spiritually awake. And this awakening is exactly why your emotions have been so heightened. You're not just feeling your own heart, you're feeling the energy of someone whose soul is bound to yours in a way that defies logic, time, and distance. Listen to this, because something in you already knows it's true. They've been sensing your shift, too. They've felt your detachment, your strength, your clarity, and it's made them confront the discomfort they've been avoiding. While you've been healing, they've been realizing. While you've been growing, they've been unraveling. While you've been stepping into your power, they've been stepping into their truth. They've been hit with emotions they don't know how to explain. Waves of longing, sudden regret, unexpected tenderness, memories that feel like they happened yesterday, even if it's been weeks, months, or longer. They've been waking up at odd hours with your name in their mind. They've been getting signs they don't understand, repeating numbers when they think of you, songs that pull them back into a moment with you, dreams that feel too real to dismiss. And the more they try to ignore it, the louder it becomes, because ignoring a soul connection doesn't dissolve it, it amplifies it. Don't scroll, listen closely, because your heart needs the truth hiding beneath the surface. The distance between you hasn't been emotional distance, it's been divine preparation. The universe separated you for a reason, not to break you apart, but to rebuild you into the versions of yourselves capable of meeting again with clarity instead of confusion, with purpose instead of fear, with emotional honesty instead of avoidance. You weren't meant to grow beside them, you were meant to grow into who you are now so that when paths do cross again, you no longer approach the connection from wounds, but from wisdom. And while you may have felt alone on your journey, heaven has been guiding every step, every release, every shift, every moment of discomfort, because each one has been strengthening you for what's ahead. Don't scroll, your intuition needs this understanding. As your strength rises, their fear dissolves. As your clarity increases, their confusion breaks. As your energy stabilizes, their emotions surface. Your healing has triggered their awakening. Your transformation has triggered their introspection. Your elevation has triggered their realization. You're not just changing your own life, you're changing the energetic dynamic between you. This is why the connection feels different now, heavier but also clearer, distant but also closer, quiet but also louder. You're feeling the vibrational shift of two souls preparing for a moment that changes everything. And don't scroll, because there's something your spirit has been trying to tell you. This next phase requires you to stay grounded. Not because something bad is coming, but because something meaningful is. Your energy has been pulling things into alignment, unexpected situations, unexpected clarity, unexpected intuition spikes. You've been receiving messages through dreams, through signs, through sudden emotional clarity, and you may have wondered, why now? The answer is simple, because you're ready now. You're finally stable enough to handle the truth. Finally healed enough to understand it. Finally aware enough to move through it without losing yourself. Listen to this, because this message is for your soul, not your fear. You're stepping into a timeline where emotional honesty will become unavoidable. Truth will surface, even from people who once hid everything. Feelings will reveal themselves, even from hearts that once stayed silent. Conversations will open, even where you thought the door was closed forever. And this isn't because you pushed for it, but because the universe is creating the space for it. They're being guided toward vulnerability. You're being guided toward receptivity. Both journeys are aligning. Don't scroll, breathe, because this next truth matters. You don't need to chase anything. You don't need to force anything. You don't need to fear losing what's meant for you. The energy that is tied to you is being drawn back to you, not through desperation, but through spiritual alignment. And the moment the universe decides the timing is right, nothing on this earth can delay what is meant to unfold. You are on the edge of a revelation, one that will bring clarity where there was confusion, peace where there was restlessness, and understanding where there were unanswered questions. Your heart feels it coming. Your intuition feels it rising. Your spirit feels it aligning. Don't scroll, stay here with this moment, because everything is in motion. Don't scroll, listen to this, because as you step into this next part, your spirit is entering a deeper layer of awakening that you may not have words for yet, but you can absolutely feel pulsing through your energy like a quiet, steady drumbeat reminding you that something is shifting around you and within you in ways you can't ignore anymore. And your heart needs this right now because the universe is bringing you into a phase where what was once hidden is rising into the light, what was once quiet is becoming louder, and what was once distant is slowly moving into alignment with your present moment. You've been feeling this shift in ways that catch you off guard. Moments where time seems to pause around you, moments where you feel that sudden heaviness in your chest like your soul is preparing itself, moments where your intuition whispers, "Pay attention," even when nothing around you seems different on the surface, and this is because your spirit is tuning into a wave of transformation that has already started unfolding behind the scenes of your life. Don't scroll, this message is for you, because whether you've noticed it or not, you've been walking through a spiritual threshold, one that has made you more aware of your inner world, more sensitive to emotional energy, more connected to signs, synchronicities, angel numbers, and intuitive nudges that seem to appear at the exact right moments. And these signs aren't random, they're signals from the universe telling you that you're entering a season where alignment becomes inevitable. You've been feeling the universe tug at you, pulling your attention toward memories, emotions, and connections you thought were fading, pulling you toward unresolved truths, pulling you toward a future that your spirit can feel even if your eyes can't see it yet. And part of this spiritual movement has to do with someone whose energy has been intertwined with yours, a soul connection that refuses to disappear no matter how much distance or silence has stretched between you. Listen to this, because your intuition already knows it's true. They've been feeling you again, sensing you again, remembering you again, and their emotions have been rising to the surface in ways they didn't expect. Their heart has been restless, their thoughts have been circling, their dreams have been pulling your image back into their mind, and even though they may try to keep their life together on the outside, their spirit is trembling on the inside because they can't outrun what they feel anymore. They've tried to bury their emotions. They've tried to distract themselves. They've tried to convince themselves that what they felt for you was temporary, something time would dissolve. But instead of disappearing, the emotion has deepened, intensified, and demanded their attention in moments where they least expected it. Don't scroll, listen, because your heart needs to understand this. Their awakening is mirroring yours. As you rise, they feel the shift. As you heal, they feel the pull. As you detach, they feel the loss. As you evolve, they feel the urgency. Your growth has been shaking something loose inside them, revealing cracks in the emotional walls they built to protect themselves, exposing truths they kept hidden even from themselves, and forcing them to confront the reality that their connection to you wasn't just emotional, it was spiritual. And spiritual connections don't fade. They transform. They expand. They awaken. But at the same time, your spirit has been shifting too. You've been feeling more intuitive, more grounded, more aware of your worth, more attuned to what you want and what you no longer have space for. You've noticed that your heart no longer tolerates half-effort intentions or unclear energy. You've grown beyond being the one who carries all the emotional weight. You've learned to stand in your own light without needing validation. You've learned to walk through your shadows without losing yourself. And this inner strength of yours is creating a ripple effect, not only in your life but in theirs as well. Don't scroll, because your spirit needs to hear this clearly. the reason you've been feeling emotional waves out of nowhere, the reason your dreams have been vivid, the reason you've been remembering certain moments, the reason you've been sensing their presence, is because the energetic distance between you is closing. Not because you're chasing them. Not because you're waiting for them. But because the universe is aligning the two of you for something bigger than the confusion you once experienced. You're moving toward a moment of revelation, a moment where clarity replaces guessing, where truth replaces silence, and where understanding replaces uncertainty. And for that moment to unfold in the right way, heaven has been preparing both of you separately. For you, the preparation has been about emotional strength, spiritual grounding, and personal alignment. For them, the preparation has been about emotional honesty, vulnerability, and awakening. You've each been walking different paths, but those paths are leading to the same intersection, the intersection of divine timing. Don't scroll, listen, because this next part matters more than you know. The emotional intensity you've been sensing isn't a warning. It's a signal. A signal that the universe is orchestrating movement. A signal that your heart and theirs are being prepared for communication, for understanding, for truth. A signal that your soul is stepping into a timeline where nothing that is meant for you will remain unclear or hidden. And while you may not see the changes yet in the physical world, the spiritual world is already shifting them toward a moment where they can no longer hold back what they feel. They're reaching a breaking point. The point where silence becomes too heavy, where pretending becomes too exhausting, where emotions become too real to deny. And the universe is guiding them toward a moment where they finally step into the truth they've been avoiding. Don't scroll, breathe, because you need to understand this in your heart. You don't need to prove anything, force anything, or chase anything. You've already done the inner work. You've already risen into your alignment. The next steps are not about effort. They're about timing. And that timing is unfolding right now, beneath the surface of everything that seems still. Your intuition can feel it. Your spirit can sense it. Your energy knows it. You're not imagining the shift, you're living inside it. And soon, what's been stirring spiritually will manifest physically. Stay open. Stay grounded. Stay aligned. Something is coming. Don't scroll, listen to this, because as you step into this next part, the energy around you is shifting in a way that your spirit has already detected long before your mind could fully comprehend it, and your heart needs this right now because you've been walking through a season where your intuition has become louder, your emotions have become deeper, and the signs around you have become almost impossible to ignore. You've felt it in the quiet moments, in the pauses between your thoughts, in the sudden rushes of energy that feel like something unseen brushing against your spirit, reminding you that you're not imagining the changes unfolding around you. The universe is positioning you for something, aligning you with a truth that has been building for months, maybe even years. And the reason you feel this message pulling at you is because you're getting closer to a moment that will shift the trajectory of your path. Don't scroll, this message is for you, because whether you've spoken it out loud or kept it buried in your heart, you've been feeling the presence of someone in your energy, someone whose connection to you hasn't faded with time, distance, or silence. Someone whose soul still feels intertwined with yours in ways you cannot fully explain. Their energy has been brushing against yours like a soft echo, a memory resurfacing, a whisper you can't quite make out, and the more you rise spiritually, the more clearly you can feel it. They've been sensing you, too, even if they don't know how to articulate it. They've been waking up with your name in their thoughts. They've been remembering moments with you that they once pushed away. They've been experiencing waves of emotion that hit them out of nowhere, moments where their heart tightens and their spirit stirs, moments triggered by nothing in their physical world but everything in their spiritual one. Listen to this, because your intuition has been trying to show you, everything they thought they buried is rising back to the surface, and you've been feeling the vibration of that awakening. They've been confronted with memories of you in the most unexpected places. Your favorite color appearing when they weren't thinking of anything, a song tied to you playing at the exact moment they needed clarity, conversations around them echoing things you once said, angel numbers appearing every time they consider reaching out. And each sign hits them deeper than the last, because the universe isn't letting them forget what their soul already knows. Don't scroll, you're meant to hear this, because your energy is shifting in a way they can feel even from afar. Your strength, your healing, your clarity, it's activating something inside them, something they've avoided facing for far too long. They didn't expect their emotions to return with this intensity. They didn't expect the connection to follow them through their routines, their relationships, their quiet moments. They didn't expect that trying to move on would only make your memory louder. But here they are, being pushed toward truth by the one force they can't outrun, their own spirit. And while their awakening has been emotional, yours has been transformative. You've been shedding old versions of yourself. Letting go of cycles that drained you. Releasing the need to overextend yourself. You've learned to trust your intuition instead of suppressing it. You've learned to walk away from what doesn't align with your peace. You've stepped into a maturity that makes you magnetic, grounded, steady. And this version of you, the one who knows their worth, who listens to their heart, who follows their purpose, is the version they're seeing in their mind. It's drawing them in. It's shifting their perspective. It's making them confront the truth they avoided. Don't scroll, listen, because this message is unraveling what you've been feeling in your chest for weeks. The energetic distance between you is shrinking. That's why you've been restless at night. That's why you've been waking up with their energy lingering in your thoughts. That's why you feel this strange emotional buildup, like something is on its way. You've been sensing the alignment forming, not because you're imagining it, but because the universe is preparing both of you for a moment when the truth can no longer stay hidden. They've been wrestling with their heart. You've been strengthening yours. They've been confronting their fears. You've been mastering your intuition. They've been dealing with regret. You've been walking in clarity. And all of this is leading toward a moment where your paths will need to acknowledge what has always existed beneath the surface. Don't scroll, breathe, because your spirit needs grounding before this next truth. The universe is not done with this connection. It is still active. Still alive. Still unfolding. Still teaching both of you. But now, instead of pulling you into emotional confusion, it's pulling you into emotional clarity. Instead of dragging you into cycles, it's pulling you out of them. Instead of giving you mixed signals, it's aligning synchronicities. And the reason this is happening now is because you're ready in a way you never were before. Ready to listen without losing yourself. Ready to receive truth without breaking. Ready to move forward with intention, not fear. And they are moving toward readiness, too. even if their process looks messy, slow, or silent from the outside. Don't scroll, stay with this, because this next part is the real revelation. You are approaching a moment where the universe will bring something to the surface, an emotion, a conversation, a realization, that will shift everything you thought you understood about this connection. It may come through them directly. It may come through your intuition. It may come through a dream so vivid it feels like a message. It may come through a sign so clear it leaves you breathless. But it is coming. And your spirit has already felt the first ripple of it. This moment is not meant to confuse you, it's meant to free you. It's meant to bring closure where you've held questions, clarity where you felt stuck, or reconnection where the timing once failed you. Whatever form it takes, it will align with your highest good. Don't scroll. Your heart is entering its next chapter. And the universe is guiding you into it. Don't scroll, listen to this, because as you step into this final part, your spirit is entering a frequency that only those who have walked through fire, healing, awakening, and rebirth can truly recognize, and your heart needs this right now because the universe is unveiling something that has been building in silence, forming in the unseen, rising behind the curtain of your everyday life in ways you haven't fully understood but have absolutely felt, and that's why the moment your eyes landed on these words, something in your chest shifted, a familiar warmth, a soft pressure, a pull that feels like destiny brushing against your awareness, reminding you that none of this is random, none of this is accidental, and none of this is a coincidence, because your soul has been preparing for a revelation that is now pushing itself into the light. You've been feeling it more intensely these past few days, haven't you? The strange heaviness followed by sudden clarity, the emotional rushes that appear out of nowhere, the moments where you stop and feel like the universe is whispering to you, the angel numbers repeating, 111 when you think about stepping into something new, 222 when your heart longs for balance and partnership, 444 when you need reassurance, 555 when you feel change brewing even if nothing around you looks different yet. Don't scroll, this message is for you, because you've been sensing a shift in your life, a turning point that feels close enough to touch, and even though you may not have the answers yet, your intuition has been louder, your inner voice more assertive, your dreams more symbolic, your emotions more meaningful. And part of that shift, yes, part of what has been tugging at you, is the energy of someone deeply connected to your soul, someone who has been thinking about you in moments they tried to hide, someone who has felt your absence in ways they didn't expect, someone whose heart has been waking up to a truth they can no longer deny, no matter how hard they tried to suppress it. They've been dreaming of you, remembering conversations that once felt small but now feel significant, feeling waves of emotion they thought they buried, and heaven has been nudging them, guiding them, stirring them because their spirit has reached the point where silence is no longer comfort, it's pressure. They've been standing in the gap between fear and truth, between hesitation and longing, between pride and vulnerability, and while you've been rising, healing, evolving, and strengthening, they've been confronting the parts of themselves they once hid from you and from their own heart. Don't scroll, listen, because you need to understand that this awakening is not just happening to them, it's happening to you, too. You've been shedding old versions of yourself, releasing emotional weight that once dimmed your spirit, realizing what love should feel like, learning what your soul deserves, and stepping into a power you once gave away too easily. And the universe took notice. You are not who you were before. You are not as fragile, not as unsure, not as easily shaken. You've learned how to protect your heart without closing it, how to listen to your intuition without doubting it, how to walk alone without collapsing under the weight of solitude. And because of this growth, heaven is aligning you with truth, truth about your purpose, your path, and the connection that has followed your spirit like a quiet echo. Don't scroll, there's more your heart needs. The universe has been preparing a moment where clarity will meet timing, where destiny will meet readiness, where emotional truth will meet spiritual awakening. And that moment is closer than you think. You may receive a sign so clear it stops you in your tracks. You may hear from someone whose silence once felt permanent. You may experience a dream so vivid it feels like a message. You may feel an intuitive pull so strong you can't ignore it. Something is aligning. Not to confuse you, not to break you, not to repeat old cycles, but to elevate you into the version of your story where understanding replaces uncertainty. And while this moment of alignment has been building around them, it's also been building around you. You've been questioning why your spirit feels restless, why your emotions feel deeper, why your intuition feels sharper, why your energy feels heavier at times. It's because you are standing on the edge of a breakthrough, an emotional and spiritual shift that will make everything make sense. Don't scroll, breathe, because heaven is not leading you toward confusion, it is leading you toward revelation. You are not entering a season of chaos, you are entering a season of clarity. You are not losing anything, you are making room for what is meant. You are not going backward, you are stepping into alignment. And the person whose energy has been intertwined with yours is awakening to truths they once resisted. The universe has been guiding them to see you with new eyes, to recognize the depth of what they felt, to acknowledge the connection they tried to outrun, to confront the emotions they feared would make them vulnerable. This is not about fantasy. This is not about delusion. This is about resonance, your souls reacting to each other across distance, time, and silence. And as heaven aligns this next chapter, you are being asked to stay open, stay grounded, stay intuitive, and stay receptive, because your heart is entering a space where truth will finally rise above fear. Don't scroll, listen to this last part deeply. Your spirit is awakening because your story is shifting, your path is clearing, your destiny is aligning. And as everything begins to unfold, ask yourself one gentle question: what part of this message resonated the most with your spirit today? If you want more messages like this, you're welcome to stay connected and subscribe so you don't miss the next part of your journey.